Child development experts might not recognize it as such, but my guess is that many parents would agree without hesitation that there really is a knock knock stage of growth and development. You know, that time in the child's life where they go around saying, knock, knock, and you say, who's there? And they say, boo, and you say, boo hoo. And they say, oh, why are you crying? Or the cousin to that joke, which is, knock, knock, who's there? Wah, wahoo, what are you so excited about? Inevitably, it seems they get around to this joke. Knock, knock, who's there? Interrupting cow, interrupting cat. But before you can finish, they're over there saying, moo, moo, you know, interrupting you, cow. Right. Yeah, it's hilarious. Well, I was reading Psalm 136 recently, and honestly, I thought about the interrupting cow. Now, that psalm might not immediately come to mind. What is that one about? But it's that psalm that has that recurring refrain, his love endures forever. In all 26 of this psalm's verses, the psalmist says his love endures forever. It's a wonderful reminder of God's love, but it can show up in some awkward phrases and between thoughts. For example, starting in verse 4, to him who alone does great wonders, his love endures forever. Who by his understanding made the heavens, his love endures forever. Who spread out the earth upon the waters, his love endures forever. Who made the great lights, his love endures forever. The sun to govern the day, his love endures forever. The moon and stars to govern the night, his love endures forever. For me at least, it shares some similarities to the interrupting cow joke. I've tried to picture how it might have been performed or done in worship with the reader and the chorus and that interruption on the side. But as I thought about it a little bit more, I think the psalmist is onto something. How does God's love actually show up? Certainly there are the daily provisions and the constants of creation, but in this psalm, the psalmist is thinking about the Exodus and God's surprising rescue of his people. And then when we move to the New Testament, Jesus shows up in some unexpected and quite surprising ways. Paul describes God's interrupting love in Romans 5 in this way. You see, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous man, though for a good person someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still enemies, Christ died for us. This kind of love is unusual and unexpected. It is surprising. And Paul says this interrupting love of God disrupts our expectations and even allows us to grow during difficult times. We are certainly in a difficult time, and God's love just keeps showing up. But I want to dig a little deeper. Some of you were in difficult situations long before the current crisis. For some of you, life and family can be in a long period of sameness in need of an interruption. That sameness might include isolation or caregiving, difficulty in school, uncertainty or unhappiness at work, or crushing busyness that provides well but takes about as much as it gives. Maybe today, in the midst of familiar routines and sameness, you are in need of seeing God's interrupting love. May God give you eyes to see that love and a heart that responds. Blessings to you.